With the petrol price on a seemingly endless upward trend, it pays to have a vehicle that's as light on the juice as possible. If you're in the market for a new car and you want to escape the pain at the pumps, then this story is especially for you.
To the point that you're thinking twice before getting in your car or tallying up how much a trip to the local cafe will cost in petrol, then it might be time to look at the car you drive and get on that green bandwagon to save money. The electric car is not available in South Africa just yet, and many people are skeptical. But we will see the Nissan Leaf as well as the BMW i3 hit our shores next year. But are you able to afford the whopping price tag? Here is the problem with electric cars. They are expensive. The Nissan Leaf and BMW i3 will knock you back in excess of about 400,000 Rand. Then take into account the fact that South Africa doesn't have the necessary infrastructure for an electric car. An electric car would have to be your second or third car, as you could only use it around the city. The only place being able to charge it would be your garage at home. South Africa is not going to take on the infrastructure for electric cars anytime soon. The reason being, we just don't need it. In Europe, the average person doesn't have a garage at home. They park on the street, and so charging stations are set up alongside the road. A typical electric car takes 8 hours to charge, and that only gets you about 160 kilometers. So you won't be going up the coast for the weekend in one of these, even if it would work out about 5 times cheaper than a petrol or diesel car. In other words, for 100 Rand, the Nissan Leaf would give you close to 700 kilometers. Just a pity that you'd have to stop and charge it about 4 times. What are your other options? Well, you can look at a hybrid instead. The Toyota Prius is probably the most well-known of hybrids, but production of the Prius is soon to be stopped. But the Honda CR-Z's fuel consumption would get you about 130 kilometers for 100 Rand, and the Toyota Auris hybrid would get you 172 kilometers. The negatives about a hybrid are the long-term issues. The reliability is uncertain, and the cost involved if something goes wrong could be catastrophic to your bank account, as the technology is really expensive. But I imagine you'd like to know what the most fuel-efficient car on our roads is. It is in fact the Polo 1.2 TDI Blue Motion, and it has a fuel consumption of just 4.08 liters per 100 kilometers, which means for 100 Rand you would get about 200 kilometers. It just takes doing some research and not making assumptions. And if all else fails, a bicycle will have to do.